Okay, really quick video. Just been chatting to Danny Tomo, and we've been making plans over the past few days of how best to organise the protest movement for the great injustice that's been done to Tommy Robinson. And this is the plan. So I'm gonna dive straight into exactly what we want to happen throughout the United Kingdom. And basically the protests must be widespread. We must be doing them right the way up and down the country, because we're well aware that people can't afford to travel to London every week. There is going to be a massive London demo, and I'll talk to you about that at the very end of the video. But first of all, we need these protests to be widespread, and we've been in touch with people up and down the country. We've been in touch with people in Belfast, in Scotland, in Glasgow, in Edinburgh, in Newcastle, Manchester, Birmingham, the south of England, obviously London. So let's make this a really nationwide push in all, and actually let's not miss out Wales. I've been talking to people in Wales as well. So it's going to be a nationwide push. What we're going to do, we're going to start with a week of action. And before I talk about the week of action, this has to be stressed, and it has to be stressed very clearly. Every single demonstration done in the name of Tommy must be peaceful, and it must be legal. Now, you still have a huge amount of scope to take action that gets you noticed and that achieves the aim of highlighting the complete assault of freedom of speech and on freedom of the press that has happened as a result of this court case. But we can do it legally and we can do it peacefully. I don't want people getting nicked and getting a criminal record unnecessarily. At the end of the day, that's not what this is about. This is about highlighting the plight of Tommy, what's happened to Tommy, but also highlighting press freedom and freedom of speech. It's all about freedom. Our freedoms have been taken away, and whether you like Tommy or not, you should be involved in this movement to free Tommy. We'll call it the freedom movement. And the next thing we're going to start this weekend. We're going to start with a week of action up and down the country, and that will take place randomly. It'll be like little lightning strikes all over the place. It's going to be small actions, almost guerrilla tactics, people with banners, people doing things like white line protests. There's loads of stuff that we can do within the law, and that's what we're going to do starting from this weekend and going right the way through the week. Then the following weekend, what we want to happen is to have demonstrations in all the major cities in the UK. Free Tommy demonstrations on the same day, preferably at the same time, but not necessarily. So we have Free Tommy demonstrations that whole day. So this weekend, we'll start with a week of action where it's guerrilla tactics, it's legal disruption, it's legal civil disobedience, it's making some noise, peaceful, getting the word out there about Tommy, telling people in the street about Tommy, telling people why you're doing the protests. The following week, national protests. Every single major city in the UK needs to have a protest on, I think it's the weekend of the 27th of July. Then, the week after that, we want everybody to come to London. If you believe in freedom of speech, if you believe that what's happened to Tommy Robinson is a great injustice, we want everybody to come to London for a mass demonstration. There'll be a demonstration on Saturday. There'll be other stuff going on the Friday. If you want to come down on the Friday, there'll be activities taking place on the Friday, and there'll be a mass demonstration on the Sunday. There'll be stuff going on Saturday. On the Saturday. There'll be stuff going on the Saturday night, and then on the Sunday, the bastion of freedom of speech. I say we go to Speaker's Corner. I'm going to go. We go to Speaker's Corner on the Sunday, and that is the first phase of the Free Tommy protest movement. I want to call on every group to come, except these are the groups we don't want to come. If you are a racist, you are not welcome at the demonstrations. We don't want any racist people there. We've seen Tommy has always stood against racism. He's been extremely vocal about that. But despite the way he's been slandered in the media, he has fought against the real Nazis of this movement for the past 10 years. We don't want those people creeping into the movement now. So if you're a racist and you're coming for racist motives, you're not welcome at the movement. If you're anti-Semitic and you have a visceral hatred of Jewish people, you're not welcome at the movement, because Tommy wouldn't want you there. So we're just doing and expressing Tommy's wishes on these issues. And if you're a genuine Nazi, don't come to the protest, because you won't be welcome. That's not what it's about. This is about freedom. We want people from all backgrounds at these meetings. We want them to be meetings that end on a high. We're going to have some great speakers. I'll not give away who's going to be speaking, but we're going to have some fantastic speakers in London on the 3rd of August. So, to summarise, this weekend we start with a week of action. A week of action, Free Tommy action. That's what we start with. The following week, we're calling for demonstrations in towns and cities up and down the country. They don't have to be long, maybe an hour. Get a couple hundred people, 300-400 people together in those locations. Make some noise. Let people know that this whole country is behind Tommy Robinson and supporting Tommy Robinson. And finally, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3rd, 4th and 5th of August, we want to see a mass demonstration in London. We want to see people there specifically for the Saturday, because obviously that's going to be the big demonstration. We have all the great speakers and we need to have a massive crowd. And then on Sunday we'll finish off at Speaker's Corner, again with a peaceful protest and speeches. The only thing about Speaker's Corner is you don't get to use amplification, so you've got to have a loud voice. So yeah, that's what we're planning. And remember, this is about freedom. It's about press freedom. It's about freedom of speech. It's about all of our freedoms that have been taken away from us. But also, the whole point of this is to keep Tommy safe while he's in prison. And let's hope, put pressure on the government to let him out early. Because we don't want Tommy in prison for a single day longer than he should be in prison. So that's what we're talking about. It's going to be starting from this weekend. There's going to be action taken, peaceful legal action taken up and down this country to protest on behalf of Tommy Robinson. And if you believe in this cause, and if you believe in the things that Tommy believes in, you need to be on these demonstrations. See you all soon.